my name is Holly and my skin is as sensitive as my heart. For those of you that don't know me, that means it's very, very sensitive. I have noticed basically for the last 15 years that shampoos can break me out, lotions, perfumes, products that I use for my face. There was a time in my 20s when I literally didn't know what it was that was causing all these breakouts. And so I just kept buying and buying and buying new products, shampoos, conditioners, everything. It was a mess. And I think that that means that if a routine is actually working for me, it's probably a pretty good one. This video is actually in collaboration with Vanity Planet and this brush called Spin for Perfect Skin. Ever since they sent it to me, it has become a part of my daily routine. I actually use it twice a day, and I really like how the rotating head just makes my cleanser go the extra mile, you know what I mean? It actually comes with 4 different heads, which is awesome because it's super versatile. You have the regular cleansing brush, then there's a brush with slightly stiffer bristles, although they're still pretty soft, and this is the exfoliating brush. Then it comes with a bigger body brush, which is awesome. I'm gonna start using that on my chest area and on my back to see if that helps me with minor breakouts that I have there. I don't even know if you could call them breakouts, they're like irritation bumps, but anyway. And then finally, it comes with this little pumice head, which I think is awesome since I get really dry, calloused feet. So, believe it or not, I was using the Clairsonic for about a year, and this does leave my face feeling softer. I don't know if I can say cleaner because I don't really know what clean feels like. It always feels pretty clean when I'm done with this extensive routine, as you guys will see. But I really have been pleased with the results of this brush. And not only is it effective, it's also more affordable. Always a plus. Link in the description if you guys are interested in saving 70% off. For some of these steps, I'm going to be showing you guys a few different options just because I like to mix it up. First things first, if it's a day like today where I wore makeup, I'm going to want to take all of that off before I start the cleansing process. The first thing I like to use is good old coconut oil. I have an entire video about coconut oil and all of the ways that I use it. But basically, I'll slather this on my entire face, really rub it in, especially on the eye area. I totally look like a raccoon, right? And remove with a washcloth. Now for this step, I also really like to use this Shu Uemura Cleansing Oil. And I heard about this from the Pixie Woo girls years and years ago. They did a special video on skincare. What I love about this oil is that it really grabs onto everything on your face, like an oil does. But then as soon as it hits water, it sort of gets this milky consistency that washes right off and leaves no residue. Now, either of these work. As you guys can see, I have almost run out. I really love this cleansing oil. The next step is getting that really nice deep cleanse and shaking up the pores and getting all the gunk out of them. So what I like to use is this Roche-Posay Effaclar, and I am well aware of the fact that I'm not pronouncing that correctly in French. I put a little bit of that right on my brush head and start moving the brush all around my wet face. The rotating brush head feels really crazy at first. As you guys can see, it foams up really nicely, and it just makes my skin feel so clean. Now, something I really like about this gel is that the pH is 5.5, which is extremely close to our body's natural pH. So it's not something that's gonna, be too acidic or too alkaline for our skin. It's the perfect balance. So it's the perfect product to cleanse, but not remove or strip any of the natural oils of our skin. For my next step, I use one of 2 toners. The first one is the Essence by Tatcha. It's a plumping skin softener. I love this stuff. I love Tatcha as a brand in general. There are quite a few things that I have bought from Tatcha and I've never been disappointed. They actually have a great cleansing oil as well that I have used in the past. What I like about this toner is that it's super light and refreshing and it always leaves my skin a little bit softer. Now, when I'm not using the Essence by Tatcha as a toner, I'm actually using my homemade apple cider vinegar and rose water mix. This is a very special toner, and to not get into too many details, I actually have a whole video on how I make this toner and other, uses and properties of apple cider vinegar. It does an incredible job at helping to remove any leftover dead skin cells, and it also is really good at not stripping away the natural oils of your face. So just make sure if you're gonna create a toner with apple cider vinegar, not to use it straight. You need to water it down. I'd say maybe 30% apple cider vinegar and then a mix of water and rose water. It does pretty well for me. All I do is soak a cotton pad with it and apply all over my face and neck. So after cleansing and toning, it's time to moisturize, and this is what I've been using day and night. It's called Natural Green brand Pescoite Cream. And let me tell you guys, I think lotions are what I have struggled with the most. Even the nicest, richest, creamiest, most deluxe and expensive creams always make me break out. I feel like they're too rich and supple, but at the same time, if I try to use lotions that are for acne-prone skin, it leaves my face feeling too dry and tight and stretched. The way that I found this is kind of funny. I was recording a video for YouTube about my childhood scars, and one of them was a 3rd-degree burn. In Mexico, they recommended that we use this powder called Pescoite. Well, as I was recording the video, I thought, that stuff was awesome. I wonder, how it has evolved today, how it's being used in products, where I can find it. And I went on Amazon and found this cream. So yes, it is made with the bark of a tree called Pescoite that is very well known for regenerating skin cells. And who doesn't want that, right? It has a lot of other ingredients as well. The first couple are distilled water, grapeseed oil, rice bran oil, camellia seed oil, and about 7th in line says pure Pescoite tree bark. So it's been working for me. I apply it all over my face and neck as well. And the only kind of funky thing about it is that it has tiny little black flecks in it that you might see on your skin, but that hasn't really been a problem for me. Now that's pretty much my night routine on a regular day. Obviously, if it's morning, I'm gonna have to add a sunscreen. I went through all of my 20s without using sunscreen. Not recommended. I love this Silken by Tatcha. Again, sunscreens and I don't usually get along, but this one has never broken me out. It feels so smooth and silky. I feel like it's a little bit overpriced for what I usually like to pay, but I'm willing to pay it because I know I need sunscreen and I can't find another one that doesn't break me out. So definitely recommended, but it's not exactly cheap. On days where I really want to purify my skin, I like to use this Luminizing Black Mask by Bosnia. It's a peel-off mask, so that can be kind of interesting. You put a thick layer all over your face, and then you wait for it to dry, and you peel it off. It kind of grabs onto the little baby hairs, which is a little bit painful, but it does a great job of just pulling out any extra impurities that your regular routine doesn't. I don't use this too often, maybe once or twice a month, but I do like how it leaves my skin feeling. And then also for extra exfoliation, I like to use this YLLO turmeric scrub, and turmeric is known to have great antioxidant properties, for consumption, and it also does wonders for the skin. It looks pretty funny when you put this all over your face, and they do recommend that you use it as a mask and leave it on for 15 to 20 minutes. The instructions say, dance around, scare your friends, and then rinse with lukewarm water and pat dry with a paper towel. I always use toner after I wash this off because even if I use a washcloth, there's still yellow all over my face and I don't want to get it on my pillowcases. But it does an amazing job at exfoliating my skin. The only other product that I use regularly is this Effaclar by Roche-Posay, and probably a lot of you won't be needing something like this until a little bit later on in life, but just a few years ago I started to notice some discoloration on my nose, again probably from not using any sunscreen for a period of about 15 years. So I started to get these dark spots and I just really don't love them. If they were freckles, it would be one thing, but it's kind of like this big blotch on my nose. And this has really helped with that. And just because I know it's doing things with the pigmentation of the skin, I only use this at night and I sleep with it and then I'll wash it off in the morning. I really love that La Roche-Posay can be found at drugstores and the price point is pretty affordable for what I would consider to be a high-end brand. I might be wrong, but the products work really, really well and I feel like it's a high-end brand. Also, right before going to bed, I love to put a little coconut oil on my lips. And that's pretty much it, guys. That is how I take care of my skin. I think we've found a happy place. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope to see you very soon. Don't forget to click the link in the bio if you guys want 70% off on this awesome brush.